Within the dying planet of Hoxxes IV, an abundance of valuable rocks and stone demands to be mined. No one is better equipped to recover these minerals than the irresponsibly managed employees of the Deep Rock Galactic Mining Corporation. This documentary will provide new employees with essential knowledge to better survive the planet's unique and hostile wildlife, completing mission objectives with their lives intact. Welcome to A Dwarves Guide to Hoxxes IV, the Rockpox Outbreak. Hoxxes IV has recently been experiencing strange meteorological events, with regular meteorite showers bombarding even the deepest of the planet's cave systems. These meteorites can cause immense damage as they collide with the rock, superheating the surrounding area and immediately killing most creatures caught in the impact. As well as causing critical damage to precious minerals within the caves, and occasionally dwarves, these meteorites bring with them a dangerous plague. The Lithophage, commonly referred to by Deep Rock employees as Rockpox. The initial infestation spawns gooey lithophage cysts that hatch Rockpox larva, a species officially designated Lithophage CHX4. Rockpox larvae are a highly infectious stage of the lithophage life cycle. They travel in small swarms, slithering around the caves, attempting to infect any living thing they come into contact with. When encountering Rockpox larvae, it is advised to use weapons with a good spread or rapid fire to efficiently take out as many as possible and reduce incoming damage. Thankfully, the larvae themselves are relatively weak, and a few bullets should be sufficient to take them out. At present, there are no recorded cases of dwarves succumbing to extreme mutation through exposure to Lithophage CHX4. However, contact with the plague does cause infection damage and temporary paralysis. Out of all of Hoxxes IV's creatures, the Glyphid genus appears to be the most susceptible to the Rockpox outbreak, and we have observed gross mutations in those affected. A Glyphid grunt that has recently been infected with the Rockpox plague will experience a wide variety of extreme physiological changes. The infection begins its spread rapidly, first attacking the grunt's immune system, numbing the creature's entire body. This, coupled with skin mutations that add rigidity to their exoskeleton, allows the grunt to absorb much more damage than before. Another more prominent physical change observed in the infected grunt is the uncontrolled growth of glowing blisters that cover large portions of its carapace. Shooting these growths deals substantial damage to the Rockpox grunt, and dwarves are advised to target these blisters first when encountering them for an efficient kill. Though their attacks remain relatively similar to an uninfected grunt, the Rockpox variant has developed a spitting attack that deals infection damage to any dwarves it strikes. Similar to the grunt, the Glyphid Praetorian undergoes similar physiological changes when infected. Their skin becomes hardened and difficult to pierce, and an array of glowing blisters form on their body. These blistering growths replace the Praetorian's abdomen weak spot, and should be targeted to inflict critical damage. As well as these mutations, Rockpox Praetorians can present a variety of other symptoms including sprouting of groping tentacles, projectile vomiting, increased appetite, agitation, pale green skin, necrosis, lethargy, sore throat. It's no wonder they are always in a bad mood. Currently, the Praetorian is the largest Glyphid known to be susceptible to Rockpox infection. The Glyphid exploder experiences the Rockpox plagues differently from grunts and Praetorians, though the end result is relatively similar. The spreading infection crystallizes their joints and tendons, causing the exploder's movement to become extremely painful. The bladders full of highly combustible liquid that normally cover their body solidify, becoming cement-like and highly resistant to damage. Glowing pustules that erupt from their newly hardened exoskeleton can be targeted, eventually leading to their self-combustion. When Rockpox exploders detonate, they release dense clouds of infectious lithophage spores, instantly infecting any creature caught in the blast. Dwarves are advised to attack these infected glyphids from a safe distance, preferably when they are isolated from other hostile creatures. Acid spitters are another of Hoxxes IV's glyphids that have fallen victim to the lithophage plague. The Rockpox infection targets the spitter's immune system, causing heightened aggression and increased pain tolerance. This results in a bloodlust uncharacteristic of the species. Infected spitters' mandibles and acid glands become super-infectors, capable of firing globs of infectious material and spreading lithophage through their venomous bite. Glyphids in the vicinity of a Rockpox spitter are at a high risk of being infected by its bioprojectiles, and dwarves should target the spitter as a priority to avoid the infection spreading. Concentrating firepower on the glowing blisters sprouting from their carapace is the most efficient way of taking them down. Dwarves should also be aware that Rockpox spitters are highly territorial, and often choose to defend a lithophage meteorite to their death. Though the lithophage virus is easily transmissible between glyphids, they are not the only genus affected. The Mactera goo bomber is the first known aerial species to be infected with the Rockpox plague. Like the spitters, they serve as a vector for the infection, their adhesive ichor acting as a perfect carrier for the disease. They spread it throughout Hoxxes IV's caves, infecting wildlife that come into contact with the sticky goo. The lithophage virus increases their armour, and, coupled with their aerial agility, they are one of the more difficult Rockpox species to take down. Like uninfected variants, shooting a Rockpox goo bomber's glowing abdomen will weaken it, but only by destroying the infected pustules can dwarves eventually deliver the killing blow. Dwarves should exercise caution when bursting the bomber's goo sacs, as the liquid expelled is highly infectious and can spread throughout glyphid ranks quickly. The Rockpox plague has also been known to infect other aerial species such as the Naedocyte breeder. While its primary functions remain similar and its behaviours unchanged, infected Naedocyte breeders become a factory for Rockpox larvae, releasing a steady stream of these creatures from their distended mouth. Like all Rockpox infected beasties, targeting the yellow pustules are the best course to swiftly deal with this menace, before your position is overwhelmed by its constantly spawning larvae. The increased presence of Rockpox infected creatures has caused concern within the Deep Rock Galactic management team over mission profits, and eradication has become a top priority. The R&D department has cobbled together a specialised cleaning pod for this purpose, enabling dwarves to clear up the infection. Within, 2 specialised tools can be employed to neutralise and remove infected material from contagion spikes. The Lithofoamer is the first tool to be used in the 2-step process. It shoots a stream of foam containing anti-lithophage chemicals, capable of destroying the infectious microbes found within lithophage blisters, loosening its grip on the rock. This alone is not enough to decontaminate the area, and it is here that the second tool comes into play. The Lithovac hoovers up the foam and lithophage blisters, removing infected material from the area. When enough has been removed, the contagion spikes will collapse, killing any remaining Rockpox with it. Dwarves should be aware that Rockpox Glyphids aggressively guard these contagion spikes and will attack dwarves attempting to neutralise them. The Lithophage can be sprayed in their direction to keep them at bay, though it won't cause damage to the Glyphids themselves. However, there is one rare instance in which these tools become weapons. This is the Rockpox Corruptor, a creature very few dwarves have laid eyes upon. It is not known why these abominations have started appearing, however some speculation suggests that this is a response to the continued destruction of contagion spikes. One thing is for certain, these putrescent monstrosities exist with a single purpose: to spread Rockpox. Upon encountering a Rockpox Corruptor, dwarves must cool down a cleansing pod, as even weapons with the fanciest overclocks won't do much damage here. Corruptors are passive until engaged directly, so as long as they keep their distance, dwarves have some time to organise their efforts before launching an attack. Employing the Lithophage and Lithovac, dwarves can cause the Corruptor's armour to break, revealing more weak points, but also unleashing a barrage of Rockpox larvae. Once 2 layers of armour have been broken, the Corruptor's defences are weakened enough that conventional firearms can be used to finish off the beast. While this may seem simple on paper, Corruptors do possess several attacks that dwarves should be cautious of. Everywhere they step, they release lithophage spores that imprint the infection on the rock. Dwarves should watch where they step, as prolonged contact with this infectious material can render a dwarf immobile. Besides this passive attack, Corruptors will slam into any dwarf standing too close, a move telegraphed by a distinct loud screech. Dwarves attacking from a distance should also be wary of its ranged tendril attack. These tendrils dig underground, burrowing directly to their target, spreading Rockpox directly beneath them. Once defeated, a Corruptor will drop 3 Plague Hearts, which management would strongly encourage you to deposit into the mule for research purposes. Another way of obtaining Plague Hearts and neutralising the insidious spread of the Lithophage is by cracking open the larger meteorites that, on rare occasions, smash into the caves. With these larger meteorites comes greater rewards, however specialised equipment must be employed to access the numerous Plague Hearts within. The Rock Cracker's jackhammers must be connected to the meteorite and then linked to the power supply. Caution is advised as the noise and vibration it makes will cause swarms of enemies to attack, breaking down the machinery. Once the outer shells have been cracked open, dwarves must secure the Plague Hearts for a hefty mission bonus. Just don't forget to complete your initial objective, miner. Through teamwork and perseverance, dwarves can help control the spread of the Lithophage infection, resulting in a safer and more productive work environment for all. We hope you have enjoyed this episode. Join us next time as we explore more non-Glyphid species that dwarves can encounter within the caves, including some newly discovered creatures and plants. Until then, have fun, stay safe, and leave no dwarf behind.